G'day, and welcome to the Nexus. This video is the first in a series for Satisfactory 1.0, so it's a good time for me to explain what the Nexus is. So the Nexus is basically a challenge that I have set for myself. The mission of that challenge is to consume all the resources on the map, and that means every single node. So if we take a quick little look at the Satisfactory map, that means every single one of these nodes in the whole map needs to be consumed. And then, obviously, I'm going to turn that into the most complex parts possible. So I've set myself a few rules for this. One, it must be achievable in vanilla. So I won't be adding any extra nodes to the game. I won't be spawning in any extra machines or anything like that that aren't in the actual vanilla game. The mods that I'll be using are only quality of life only, so essentially that help me build quicker and flying and all of that. The summer sloop amount has to be the amount of summer sloops that are available in the vanilla version of the game, and it must run on a legitimate power source. So essentially, I'm using mods to help me achieve this, but it needs to be able to be a legitimate thing that's achievable. I do have a bonus rule here. Pasta is good, spaghetti is bad. Yep, just essentially, I'm going to keep it neat. It's not really a hard and fast rule, but I'm going to keep everything I do super clean and neat. Okay, so the first thing that I need to do for the Nexus project is get that legitimate power source up and running. So that is the first thing that I'm actually doing. I've decided to use 300 nuclear plants, and that's what I'm actually doing right now. I have all the water coming up to them via train in this massive circle, and I've divided it in 4 quadrants, north, south, east, and west. Each quadrant will run 75 nuclear plants. Now, in the vanilla version of the game, you can get 2100 uranium out of the map, which is enough to run 50.4 nuclear plants. But my plan is to just use enough summer sloops to juice up these machines, enough to run the 300 nuclear plants. So that's the first thing I'm working on. It's going to be a pretty big factory because what I need to do is not only build the fuel rods, I need to build the stuff that's going to process that uranium waste into plutonium, so I have no waste. So the water's definitely going to be the hardest part to get right, making sure there's enough water. So what I'm doing with these train stations is I'm overfilling the amount of water that they need, so they'll always have enough water. The uranium fuel rods are not going to be a problem because they're just going to be smashed in via belts, and I'm definitely going to make slightly more than I need of them as well. But yeah, if we have a look at the power here, I've got 87,500, which is that's our 75 times 2,500 is 187,500. Now, if you look at this power little glitch that's happening, it's really weird at the moment in the game. It's actually not, I'm not losing power. The strangest thing is that if you look at this graph, I'm actually gaining power on that wiggly line there. It's the weirdest thing, and I'm gaining just like these random amounts of power. Anyway, I noticed it a little bit glitchy when I was playing my vanilla playthrough as well. It's just the way it is. But this nuclear system at the moment, this quadrant is stress tested for water, and it's working really well. Alright, so again, I'm going to legitimately run this. I've just got it set up in this manner for the stress test, and I'm just temporarily just storing all the waste. It's all going to be legitimately dealt with. I have a whole bunch of trains sorting all this business out. A massive water farm down in the Eastern Ocean and another massive water farm down in the Western Ocean. Alright, so without making this video too long, that's basically the explanation of my Nexus project. The next video is probably going to be a way off, because doing this nuclear plant is one hell of a thing. It really is. So once I've done that, that's when I'll make a next proper video. But what I've been doing more often recently is just throwing the stream up. a couple of hours after work, and sometimes a bit more on the weekend. So if you are interested in following this, I've done a lot of the building and planning actually on stream, and that's what I'm trying to do a bit more of these days. If you are interested in some of the stuff that I did before 1.0, I made a few cool videos of what I had. I had actually had quite a lot done of the Nexus project. So I've got the links to that on my channel. But I think that'll do for this one. I hopefully didn't make it too long. And the next one will be when I've actually completed this nuclear plant. So have a good one and catch you later.